Hey friends. Um, Posted a few videos. I haven't been doing this on Facebook because I didn't know you really could this way. And so rather than TikTok or some other way, I got into a disagreement with my aunt the other day on the phone, and we were talking about social media, and she's of a generation before me, a boomer. And I don't use that term, you know, derogatively. Um, She's of a different generation. She doesn't understand where society is headed and what social media plays in communicating with friends. I've been through something for the last 21 years that in 2003. Now, think back, seriously. Think back to where you were in 2003. Excuse me, 3. I had something happen to me that turned my world upside down. And this happy-go-lucky guy that had been so, eager for life disappeared. And I have been on a 21-year journey to figure out what happened to him. So I withdrew from society because, friends don't want to hear about, well, you can't walk. Oh, well, that sucks. No one wants to talk to you if you can't function. And I couldn't function within society, and I couldn't figure out why. I'm figuring out why. Uh, it's not one thing, it's many things. It's a conglomeration of things that has left me with an understanding of what the human experience is. That I wish that I had the freedom to be able to talk about, but right now I'm still dealing with straightening everything out. And what I've found lately is that I've had this thing in the inside of my jaw that's been jagging me on the back of my tongue, down below the tongue. For 21 years. And because of my pre existing condition, I just grew accustomed to it and stayed in that fight. At 5 years old, I was walking back to my desk or table after the instructors in the class said, "Hey, it's time to go back from playtime to your seats." And I started walking, and all the other kids were still playing. And I got upset about that. Like, wait, I'm trying to be a good boy, and all those kids are still playing. I'm going to my seat. What? And at that instant, I looked down. My shoelace had come untied, and I realized that I was standing on it, and the next thing that I knew, I was falling forward. And I hit my head. And I caused myself some kind of condition that from that point forward, anytime I felt what I dealt with unjustness or unfairness, I would grind my teeth and I would get angry. But I wouldn't do anything, and I just kept doing that. It sounds like I'm still getting angry, but I'm not. It's me reversing all the anger. And that is what has been the last 8 months, is understanding what the concept was of polyvagal. Polyvagal explains that when you are traumatized, you internalize some kind of an injury, and it disconnects you from your nervous system in a way that I'm just realizing exists. So, if this helps to explain the backstory of what a little backstory explains, I'm fighting hard. And within the last 2 weeks, I realized that one of the biggest things that I had against fighting this was being angry and fighting and grinding my teeth. So I've worked very hard at mentally unlocking that grinding process. And in the process of unlocking that grinding process, what I realize is that damn thing from that oral surgery has been digging at the back of my jaw. So now I called the VA in Albuquerque and I asked them for assistance. I wanted to know if I showed up there, were they going to be able to do anything about this? And the guy said, well, I can't help you, so I'll transfer you to the nurse advice line. And he did. I waited. Finally, the young lady answered, and she was the one that took my information and said that I will have to transfer you to the nurse now. So she transferred me to the nurse, and the nurse said, well, I can't tell you whether they'll be able to help you or not, because I'm not in Albuquerque, and I don't know if the nurses or doctors there would be able to help you with that. Well, I was talking to a guy in the Albuquerque ER. Yeah, but you have to talk to me first. Well, but you can't help me. So I gave her a lesson on what the Hippocratic Oath was, and that she's part of a system that is causing veterans to be caused great distress. And by being a healthcare provider and being accepting of that, she was no less than the people that helped push the Jews into the gas ovens in Auschwitz. And so I don't know, but I hung up. And I called back to Albuquerque, and the doctor or the orderly or whoever he was that answered the phone went and talked to somebody, and then he came back to me and said, oh yeah, well, if you do show up after driving 3 hours here, no, we're not going to be able to do anything for you anyways, because that's oral health and we don't have any dental health here. So, this is a message that is one, to explain what I've been dealing with, and two, to say that the VA healthcare system needs to be abolished. It needs to be brought down, and these people that think that they're doing well for veterans are not. These veterans that have, diabetes or high blood pressure or, manageable conditions that we can make money off of is fine. But the veterans that are out there with these issues that they don't even understand polyvagal. I have talked to every doctor, practitioner of physical medicine within the VA healthcare system, within the New Mexico VISN, and they have no idea what polyvagal even is. Nor do they care. So, when you say thank you for your service, If you want to help a veteran, don't thank them for their service. Donate to a VFW, donate to a DAV or an American Legion. Those are the ones that help us veterans out when we're really in need. So, God bless, and keep buggering on, and I will let you know more later.